Hi everyone, Doug Holt with Fitness Professional Online. We got Evan Giles on the call today. Evan, thanks for being here.
Thanks, Doug. Thanks for having me.
So Evan, some people that may have not known about you before, obviously I do for quite a while now. Why don't you tell everybody a little about yourself?
So as you said, last name's Giles. Evan's first name. I'm based out here in Jackson, Wyoming. Personal trainer, teaching classes, fitness, coaching, all that great stuff for the locals out here, and having a lot of fun doing it. I'm taking a break in between some sessions right now and just catching up and shooting the breeze with you.
Right on. So as I said, I've known you for a while now. We've gotten to know each other pretty well. And for the people that are watching this right now, where would you say, where are you now in the fitness industry, and where do you see yourself going in the next year or so?
Where am I now? I am coming up at about 2 years of actually of doing this. I got my certification about 2 years ago and quit my job about a year and a half ago. And I'm doing it full time. I've got about 10 clients. I'm transitioning away from some classes, but starting to do my own sort of thing with boot camps and small groups. And where I see myself over the next year really is just digging into that more. I really enjoy working with people, being in contact with people, the sessions, the classes. I've got a lot of folks that will follow me from one studio to some of the stuff that I do on my own. And so that's been kind of the most fun part about it, is getting to know a lot of people that way. Down the line, I could see some online training and building more stuff. But for me, as you know, one of the hardest things that I've had for myself is pushing myself more and more into the marketing and the online internet marketing, growing that part of the business, as opposed to just going out there, meeting with clients and doing sessions and getting them in shape.
Which is a common complaint, right? You hear that in the different groups around the internet and the forums and the mastermind groups, et cetera. And that's one of the reasons I wanted you to be on the call, because, a lot of people we've had on previously have been in the industry 15, 20 years, but you've been in relatively a short time, and you've not only hit your goals, but you've exceeded all your goals. And you've done a great job at that. I thought maybe that you could speak to that a little bit, because I think that you're going to be an inspiration to a lot of the trainers that are watching this, that are newer to the industry, on where they can get in such a short period of time.
Yeah, I mean, it's I remember talking to you a little over a year ago and reaching out, talking to you and Mike on the phone, and you guys telling me, well, it's just a matter of time. You just got to keep working, and feeling like, it's not happening fast enough. It's not happening fast enough. But then it just seemed like those times when I wasn't expecting it, it was when it really all happened. I had people calling me, 4 and 5 people in a week wanting to do sessions, wanting to get information on stuff. That sparked me to kind of keep duplicating those things that I've been doing, getting in front of people, word of mouth, growing those sorts of things. But honestly, none of that would be happening if I wasn't doing the things outside of training, pushing myself to make contact with you and work on getting into the mastermind group, work on going to community health fairs and talking to people that are stepping outside of my comfort zone, going to different gyms, talking to the owners of those gyms, trying to get involved. For me, it was just all about, I had to get in front of people. I had to talk to people. I had to talk more and more and more, and just keep building my name and saying, I'm the fitness professional. I'm the person to go to. I'm the one doing this full time. This isn't something that's just part-time work for me or something that I'm sort of going to half-ass. I'm going for this. And so if you want the best, I'm the guy. I'm standing right in front of you, or I'm talking to you right now.
Right on, which I think is awesome, man. And you've done a great job of it. And by Mike, you mean Mike D'Angelo.
Mike D'Angelo.
Right? Yeah. So we'll make sure we tag him in here.
To Mike.
Mike, yeah, great guy. What I guess the difference is, and one of the things that I want you to speak on, if you can, and maybe this is just your personality, but you tell us, is most people don't go out there and push themselves out there, don't seek more. They kind of wait. When is this going to happen? Woe is me attitude. And I know as soon as you get, this is your goal, as soon as you get here, you go like this. And it never seems like you quite get there, right? But you've gotten pretty far quickly. What made you innately come out and seek more people, go out to events, seek mastermind groups out, seek mentors, etc.?
I have been a number of things. I would say starting with feeding the brain, good putting good stuff in, garbage out, that type of stuff. So listening to tons of podcasts, researching, looking into people that are leaders in the industry and even people that are not leaders in fitness industry, but are those motivators like Brian Tracy, Tony Robbins, Jim Rohn, those types of things, and just listening to it and letting all of that stuff circulate in my head and starting to actually have that belief like, okay, this is all true, that the person that goes and meets those goals and exceeds and gets what they want in life is the person that's putting their feet on the ground and going for it, not just sitting around and saying like, one day this is going to happen. And the thing that I see happen the most is that people will talk about wanting to do stuff, but they never set dates. They never set a timeline. They never voice it. They never tell people this is what I'm going to do. I mean, one of the biggest things in my life and some of the biggest successes I've had has been telling people over and over and over again some of the stuff that were challenges or successes, and that holds me accountable to everyone that knows me. In 2010, my best friend and I, we hiked the Appalachian Trail, and for a year and a half, every person we met, we told like, yeah, we're going to go do this in a year. So there was no going back. It kept saying like, well, if we're not going to do it, like we need to stop BSing. And I'm a recovered alcoholic, and one of the things that I've struggled with in recovery has been the anonymity about it, this idea that you're supposed to stay anonymous, because the more I talk about it, the more comfortable and confident I've grown, the more I've been able to share my story, and that's held me more and more accountable. So constantly just reinforcing in me that, in between those times when you get off work and you want to go home and you want to hang out and relax, or you want to, on the weekend, you want to go out and go for a mountain bike ride, that stuff sometimes has to get sacrificed if what you want bad enough, it takes the extra work.
Yeah, I wouldn't even think of it as a sacrifice, right? Because you're kind of just changing directions, going for your real goal.
Yeah.
Putting off. It's the same thing as if you're a fit pro. It's the same thing as hearing somebody, kind of the fat person sitting on the couch saying, yeah, I hope someday I get in shape, but never going to the gym, and especially not going to the gym consistently.
Yeah.
It always baffled me that fit pros could have that mindset of, obviously you're not going to get in shape unless you work out, but then on every other area of business, it's kind of just like, oh, I'll just wait. Maybe it'll happen.
Yeah. Yeah. And then you end up just playing that waiting game. But, that's contrary to the game that like you experience and we've talked about. It's like, okay, there's not the waiting game, but there's also the game of I can't get it fast enough. I want it now, and I have to deal with that. So it's that balance, I think.
Yeah. No overtraining. Totally. Well, that's all. I mean, obviously you've been an inspiration not only in your area, but to everybody else, because you do speak so bluntly about your recovery and talk about that. And you put yourself out there, and you've become, I would say, a beacon of hope might be a good word, a good phrase to use.
All right. I'll take it.
Well, just even in the health and fitness world, right? I mean, you go to health fairs to promote it. You're promoting your business, but you're going above and beyond that from what I've gotten to know about you. And I think that's really cool.
Yeah. Well, it's something that I got when I was from other people, but definitely, especially talking with you and working through groups and talking on the phone. But it's a part of my story. Like it is something that it is the catalyst that led to me becoming motivated and ambitious about wanting to do something that makes me happy. And so I knew that I didn't want to work for somebody else. And I knew that if I was going to make money, I should do it in something that I love doing. So it made sense to do it in health and fitness. And then everything else that has come along with it has just been a consequence or reward from stepping into some adulthood and accepting that, like, okay, I have a problem and it's okay. I'm not a bad person because I can't handle alcohol or because it does bad things to my body. It's become something that has changed my life, and it's become the greatest thing that's ever happened to me was finding that recovery.
Yeah. If it doesn't serve you, you let it go. Right. Yeah. That's awesome. Not to change the subject, but I just noticed over your left shoulder, the anatomy chart, which is cool to see.
Yeah.
As trainers, you're always thinking business marketing, once you get to a certain level, but it looks like you're still studying up and keeping up on it.
I get it because it's one of those things for me so I have a certified personal trainer with NSCA, National Strength and Conditioning Association, and the anatomy was not as much of a part of the certification as I would have expected, or somebody that doesn't know about our certifications would expect. And so it's one spot that I still find myself a little weak in. I know a lot of different spots, but I've got a Pilates teacher as a client, and she knows the anatomy really well. And she'll say, like, I really feel it right here in this bone. And I'm just like, where is that one again? So I just put it up because, like, it's next to the quote. So, I'm in here enough. I'll start to remember some of it.
Well, it's your profession. It's your trade.
Yeah.
You got to have your tools around. You got to brush up on it. I mean, I taught anatomy for years, and I still forget a lot of it.
When did you teach anatomy?
I taught it when I worked at the ISSA. I've taught it through local community college. Yeah, not as just an anatomy class in one sole section, but as a series of sections, as a 2-year degree program.
Oh, now I know of someone else to be reaching out. I need to know something else to reach out to you about. Like, hey, I got 3 things. One of them's anatomy, one of them's business, and the other's life.
Happy to help. Anatomy, I probably know the least about. Or life for that matter. No, yeah, the anatomy's always fascinated me, and I took 2 quarters of cadaver dissections in college. And not because I was really into cadaver dissections, but actually when I got offered a trip to Europe, and so I left part of the quarter. So I came back and did it again, and it was.
You got offered a trip to Europe to go study cadavers?
No, I just got offered a vacation trip to Europe.
Oh.
Expenses paid. I just had to miss some of my quarter of my anatomy class, and if you miss the class, you're out of the class.
Gotcha. So you didn't take anatomy 1 and anatomy 2. You took anatomy 1, went on vacation, took anatomy 1 again.
Yeah, there wasn't an anatomy 2. There was, but there's a lecture and then a cadaver dissection where you're actually digging through the bodies and identifying, insertion, origin, muscles, etc. Great class. Really, really cool class. It's one of those classes where half the class was creeped out, half the class wasn't. And by the end of the class, people are eating Oreo cookies and sandwiches as they're going through the body. I remember the Oreos because they were very distinct, seeing people dip them in the milk and then go through the body. Anyway. You learn a lot. It's hands-on, so it's really cool. They no longer do that at the university here in Santa Barbara, but they used to.
Just they ran out of cadavers.
The professor got kicked out for sexual harassment, and I think, and somebody else can comment in the section below this, but I think what happens is the ability to have cadavers goes with the professor. Like, different professors are actually either allowed to or not, because he got kicked out, and I think he went to the local community college, and now they were allowed to have cadavers.
So
I don't know.
Getting cadavers is like this, like, privilege for someone, like you're a licensed cadaver receiver.
I've never tried to get a cadaver. I kind of hope that you have to be licensed.
So funny.
There's a lot of other people. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know. Somebody else might know about it. Put it in the comments if you know anything about that. Definitely not my specialty, but I had to learn a lot then. And then when I worked for the ISSA in the education department there, we were teaching it all the time and trying to explain it. And when you have to teach something in layman's terms or something that somebody who doesn't understand it at all or never been exposed, you really have to really understand it, right? So you can take it down to just different elements and explain, bilateral muscles, what's the difference between insertion and origin, et cetera.
Yeah, believe me, I know, like, again, shout out to Mike on this, but using the Body Evolver software, that has been the thing for me. I was so scared to start talking about all this stuff that I knew about nutrition and about diet and weight loss. And then once I started finally doing it and using the software and, like, showing people, like, I got it down now to the point where, like, if I'm off on something, then it means that it's, like, some sort of, like, new information or some sort of disputable thing. But at least it's like, I know that I could sit in a room with other top fitness professionals and have the conversations about nutrition and diet that I used to think that I couldn't, but now I can. Yeah.
I think that's something you and I've always talked about is, I think you're much higher than you give yourself credit for, but that's another story for another time.
Well, I am only 5'8", so I am short. That's probably part of why I started doing all of this. I was a short kid, and I idolized Hulk Hogan and Arnold Schwarzenegger. And so whenever those movies or WWF came on Saturday mornings, I went and got my mom's 5-pound hand weights. It was just bicep curls, like watching Hulk Hogan slam people.
There you go. You love it. The WWE used to be called the WWF until the World Wildlife Federation actually sued them.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that a nonprofit sued them and made them change their name.
And they made a lot of money off of it too.
I'm sure. Absolutely. So as a trainer, what are some of the tools and tricks that you're using now that's really working? Give us the one thing that's working for you really well.
You mean like working in sessions wise, people and working out, or business or marketing?
Both.
I would say in sessions, really the best thing is using the body composition software. It helps me empower people to at least understand how to go about weight loss. Because I have the opportunity.
That's Body Evolver?
Yeah, it's Mike's Body Evolver stuff, and it's great. And I mean, shout out to him. If there's other trainers listening right now, like, get in touch, because it changed my business. I literally started seeing like the ability to sit down and show somebody like, here's the plan for how we help you execute body fat loss. And everyone has heard like, don't look at the scale. What you want to focus on is putting on lean muscle and it'll burn off body fat. But I can sit them down and I can show them like, you can reach X% body fat by just losing body fat and not working out and just not eating a lot of food, and you'll get there. But when you start eating more and lifting weights, that number goes up. And like, I can show people like, you'll lose 10 pounds, put on 10 pounds of muscle and your body weight won't change. But look at this, 7% change in body fat, and people get excited. They're amped up for it. And then after that, it's just a matter of telling them, because I've got so many people that do it with me now, it's just telling them like, you have to reach out to me, because I think I've got 30 people in the software system that I am regularly doing body counts with. And 10 of those I'm actually doing sessions with. 20 of them are people that are reaching out to me when they remember that they want to get updated on it. So I'm constantly in front of people telling them how to lose weight, how to put on muscle, and just over and over and over again being seen as an expert in it. So that plus just being in front of people. I mean, like I've said, like the internet marketing stuff, I'm doing it, and I probably spend about 20% of my time doing it. I have an assistant that I pay her every 2 weeks to do a lot of my social media, to do blogging, to get my ranking boosted up on Google, and that sort of stuff. But for me, the more that I'm in front of people doing body compositions, free workouts, that type of stuff, the more it translates. We'll usually get somebody that says, oh, I know you because you work out with so-and-so, and I should come do a session with you. And I say, yeah, come on in. First session's free. We'll even do your body composition screening. We'll see where you're at. And then I give them a plan, and whether they come back or not, if they come back, it's awesome, but I kind of leave them to go off on their own right there, because a lot of times people will get the body composition. They'll see how much they're missing on their food, or they're tracking their food and they're not loving it, and they aren't going to put in that extra effort to come back and train with me. But the people that do put in that extra effort and come back and train with me, I've had so much reward from sessions, seeing them have success and building friendships with them. I mean, that's been the best part, is that everybody I've been training, I've been becoming really good friends with.
Dude, the fringe benefits of personal training when you do it right. It's one of the best things. Yeah.
So like, that's the thing that I've been having so much gratitude about this past year, is that I'm not making a ton of money. I'm not crushing it, but the time value is incredible. This past Friday, I took this past Friday off because my girlfriend had a personal day. And so I took the day off, and we went to lunch, and we had a nice evening. We enjoyed time off, and it didn't really affect my business. I can't do it all the time, but I get to set my own schedule. And today I got done doing sessions. I was up at 7 a.m. for 3 sessions in a row. And after, I was tired, and I thought, all right, I'm going to go take a nap. And you just don't get to do that when you work your own 9 to 5.
Yeah, I got to stop you real quick, man. First of all, that's cool. But didn't you already beat your goal, your annual goal? Last year you beat your goal that you set? You may not be crushing it, but you beat every time you set your goals, you crush them, and then you set a higher goal.
I don't think I beat it last year.
Really?
I mean, okay. I don't. Sorry.
I thought you did.
I thought, no, I don't think I did. I think I'm on track for this year, but it was kind of, I mean, I got my tax returns back, and I know that for sure I didn't beat my goal last year, but that doesn't mean that I was unhappy with it. As you had me do, it was a big, hairy, audacious goal, and it's not real unless it scares you, and it scared the shit out of me. And I didn't hit it, but that's all right. I mean, I had a lot of growth from it. So.
Cool. For some reason I thought you did. That's all good. So what's the next phase? Where's Evan a year from now?
That's a really great question right now. Last week I applied to chiropractic school at Life University in Atlanta, and that's where I'm from, a suburb, Jonesboro, just south of Atlanta. So I applied to school there, and I applied for the fall semester because the guy that's the recruiter for it that I was talking to and finding out the information suggested just go ahead and apply for the fall quarter. And if you want, you can defer on to the next year. So honestly, I would say a year from now, if I'm looking into May 2017, I'm probably back in Atlanta at Life University in some form of classes on track for getting a doctorate of chiropractic. Whether that's taking I've got a few prerequisites left that are science-based, but either way, the way I see it is like once I'm in the university, it's a quarter system. So it's like 10 weeks of school, 1 week off, 10 weeks of school, 1 week off. And that's basically 4 years nonstop. And then when you're done, you get out and I'm back to kind of, I'm not necessarily back to square one. I've got a lot of tools now from being a personal trainer, from working for myself to know how to start at an accelerated spot, but it's back to what I had, where I was at last year. Need to get in front of people, need to get clients, need to get them returning, and marketing myself, being on the internet, being in front of people.
Awesome. Well, I'm going to give a shout out to Dr. Izzy Lira. I'm going to tag him in this video, and hopefully he reaches out to you. And he does a combination of the personal training and chiropractic here in Santa Barbara, California, and does a great job with his business, Evolution Fitness. So hopefully you guys can connect.
That's sort of how I see it. Like I see that a lot of people come to me in sessions, and when there's something going on, I can help that person so well start getting a perfect squat, and I can help them understand where their lats are and how to like develop the chest and lose weight. And I can give them advice on nutrition, but not being licensed for nutrition. There's that fine line that I'm always towing. And as a chiropractor, I'll have so much more in my toolkit, so much more skill, so much more knowledge to be able to have more opportunity to help people reach those goals they're working on, or help alleviate pain, or help give them guidance to, be living healthier lives.
Awesome. So what I'm hearing you say basically on whatever you summarize it all is I got a year to come out and visit you in Jackson Hole.
Yeah. All I heard. Been talking about it for a year. So
that whole deal.
Yeah.
Awesome. So Evan, any parting words for a newer trainer listening to this or watching this? They've seen you come this 2 years and maybe making this transition into your next phase. Any parting words that you would give somebody?
You just got to be genuine. You cannot, in life, but especially doing the trainer thing for me, you can't pretend to be somebody you're not. If you don't know how to do power cleans and push presses, don't try and be the guy that knows everything, or don't try and be the guy that is trying to do every bit of internet marketing that you see other trainers doing, and just be yourself. Like, you just got to bring the most genuine self. If you like to goof off and cut up during sessions and tell jokes, then do that. If there's, a certain type of music you like to do in classes, then play that music, but just be your genuine, most authentic self, and people are going to respond to that. Because the people that don't respond to that aren't the people you want to be training. They'll find another trainer. They'll find someone else that they're looking for. But the people that respond to you are going to keep coming back to you, and they're going to tell the other people like them and like you to come work out with you.
There you go. You heard it here from Evan Giles. Inside joke. All right. Evan, where can people reach out to you, and then where can they find you if they want more information?
So they can see me at evangilestrainer.com. You can hit me up on Facebook, and on my Facebook name, Evan Giles Trainer, if you actually look for it. But don't tell Facebook. And you can find me at Effective Fitness Strategies on Facebook too. Those are the best ways to reach me. They got my email, they got my cell phone. You can call me whenever you want, because I might not answer and I might not respond to your email fast, but I'll get back to you. Just reference the podcast and I don't know, you might get a free session or free body comps out of it.
There you go. Awesome. Awesome. Evan, can you stick around for overtime?
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Thank you.
The after party.